for the 30-day mark, folks, is that the first 30 days is just really difficult for a baby octopus to survive through anyway. They are planktonic, so they just free float there at the surface of the water. They have been around for about 6 years now. This is our 6th year in operation. We had a lot of progress early on. Things have slowed down just a bit. Typically, we add about a day per year in our research. We are hoping that within the next couple of years, we'll be able to really make some progress, get us to that 30-day goal. Now, 6 years does seem like a long time, folks. I totally get that. But to help put things in perspective, researchers all over the world have been trying to complete the life cycle of the bluefin tuna since about the 70s, I think actually the 60s here in the States, and we still haven't been successful in that. Aquaculture is just a very difficult branch of science. Hopefully though, as we learn more about the ocean, we can better mimic these oceanic conditions, help these animals out so that we can make a difference for these wild stocks. We want to be removing any kind of lotion, sunscreen, even hand sanitizer that might be present, just because octopus do have sensitive skin. Now, even though we're washing all the way up to our elbows, as we put our hands into the tanks when we are interacting with the octopus, we're just gonna go wrist deep today, folks, just where our wristband might sit. One, this is how the octopus here are used to interacting with humans. Two, this is a tool for us to keep the programs voluntary for our animals. If they don't want to come up and interact, that's totally fine. It's up to them. If we start to reach down, we try to pull them up, or we block off their cave entrances. Once they are up and active, it stops being voluntary at that point, folks. So please just stay there at the surface. On that note, if an octopus isn't coming out, please do not reach down and then shake their caves. This is not a good way to get them up. It's actually very scary for them. When guests do things like this, we do see the octopus might choose to stay in their homes for a couple of hours, maybe a day or two afterwards. Kind of makes sense. If a giant was shaking my house, I probably wouldn't come out for a couple of days either. So just be nice and respectful towards our animals. We will be washing up to our elbows though, because when we start to interact with these octopus, they're going to start to wrap around you, folks. One, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be really, really weird feeling. Two, they're a little bit stronger than they look. Sometimes they'll give you a tug, you'll go a little bit deeper than you think. These are not Kraken though, folks. These are all the day octopus. Try as they might, they really can't pull you down into the tanks, never to be seen again. It just hasn't happened. You're going to go maybe about mid-forearm if they give you a really strong tug. If you don't like the way that feels, folks, try to fight your instincts. Your first reaction is going to be to just rip your hands right out of the tank, even scream. We want to avoid screaming today as much as we can, folks. The loud noises can disturb our octopus, and that really sudden movement of us ripping our hands out of the tank, you might think it's a good way to dislodge yourself from them, but we do see more often than not, arms start to wrap around you. More of their arms will wrap around you. They'll come out for the ride at that point. Instead, what you want to do, lower your hands into the tank, start to wiggle your fingers. Using your other hand, go ahead and peel their arms back like you peel a banana peel. This is going to be the most effective way to get an octopus off of you today. We also are going to have toys for both you and the octopus to enjoy. You can start shoving those toys into their arms. They're going to become distracted, grab onto those objects instead. Lastly, if you just need help, there are too many arms for you to work with, let us know. That's why we're here. Again, my name is Dennis. We also have Madeline. Names can be hard to remember. I totally understand that. So help octopus people, that works too. We've heard it all, so don't be ashamed in asking for help if you need it today. Moving on to the, actually before we get into the octopus biology, parents and guardians, our most important rule for you is we want to make sure our children are always within arm's length of us. Either, does anyone know what that's called? Birds have it too. Beak. I have some beaks right here we can go ahead and pass around. So the beak is going to be located bottom center of the octopus. That is where their arms join together. And the beak is their mouth. So just like with every other animal on the planet, we don't put our hands in an animal's mouth because they do have the potential to bite. That beak is pretty sharp, folks, but don't worry. Again, these aren't Kraken. They can't take off your arm or your fingers, but they can give you a nasty pinch. It has the potential to break skin. Not the most pleasant experience in the world, so just be careful. What that means for you folks today, if the octopus starts to maybe wrap around your arm, starts tugging you, starts crawling up your forearm, and then settles right here, you are giving it a lot of opportunities to bite if it chooses. So do not let the octopus settle on any part of your body today, folks. Go ahead, start peeling those arms off, especially if they are tugging you to the bottom center. I don't want to alarm anyone. Biting doesn't really happen all too frequently on our tours, but I will be very frank with you folks. If you don't follow the rules, you probably will be bitten today. So your safety is kind of in your own hands. chest or torso. It has all of their internal organs inside, and on the outside we can see that their eyes are there, so it's just a very sensitive area. Just as you folks probably wouldn't enjoy it if I started rubbing my hands all over your face, the octopus don't really like it either. So as long as we avoid both the beak and the mantle, everyone here, our octopus included, will have a good time. And that is because no one anywhere has been successful in breeding them. Here in Hawaii, we don't have a commercial fisheries targeting day octopus or really any octopus species. So that's why Hawaii was chosen as the study location. As we are collecting them for our broodstock here, their population remains very stable. And again, that's largely due to the fact that there is no commercial fisheries targeting them here in Hawaii.